Chosen one, this is the final knock. Open or lose everything. This is not just another message. It's not just another passing moment. This is not something you scroll past and forget. This is the final knock at the door of your purpose, the final call before the curtain falls on what could have been the greatest chapter of your destiny. You are standing at a divine doorway that will never open this way again. The universe has summoned you, chosen you, called you, and now everything depends on whether you listen, whether you believe, and whether you open. The power of this moment cannot be overstated. The atmosphere is charged. The unseen realm is stirred. Something has shifted, and this shift has your name on it. This isn't a general word. This is a direct call. You've prayed. You've waited. You've endured seasons of confusion, silence, and even pain. And yet, through it all, you remain chosen. You remained marked by the divine hand. And now, this moment, this knock is their salt of your endurance. This is your access point to what you were born to experience. Watch this video until the end. Write your warmest wishes in the comments and include 99 as a signal to the universe and your spiritual guides that you are ready to receive this small act holds power. It declares that your heart is open and your energy is aligning. When wishes are released into the spiritual realm with faith, they begin to echo back as reality. So, don't hesitate. Make your wish known and let this be your sign that what you've imagined is already beginning. Now, chosen one, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You've heard the whispers in your spirit, the nudges, the dreams, the uncanny coincidences. But for many reasons, fear, doubt, timing, you didn't act. Maybe you felt unready. Maybe you didn't trust that the voice was real. But today, this knock is louder. It's more urgent. It's unmistakable. And this time, if you don't respond, something precious could be lost. Not as punishment, but as the natural result of a window that was meant to be walked through, not watched. Chosen one. You have a sacred calling that will not chase you forever. Opportunities of divine origin do not wait endlessly. They appear, they hover, they invite. And then they vanish. You are not being threatened. You are being warned with love. This is the last knock on this particular door. And what waits behind it is not just a breakthrough. It's a becoming of who you are destined to be. Your spirit already knows the truth of this. That feeling in your chest, that pressure in your heart, that knowing that you were made for more, called to something greater, pulled by a force you can't always explain. That's confirmation. That's our deeper self crying out to rise. But here's the thing, the knock will not open itself. The divine does not force entry, it knocks. And you must respond, you must move. You must say yes in the face of fear. You must open even when you're not sure what's on the other side. And what's on the other side is nothing short of transformation. Ya will not be the same after this. This knock is attached to your next level of identity. This knock is linked to the abundance you've been dreaming of. This knock is the access point to the spiritual promotion that has been hovering around your life, just waiting for alignment. It doesn't matter how much time you've lost or how many mistakes you've made. If you open now, everything shifts. But if you ignore it, you risk staying in a cycle that was supposed to end. You risk carrying a version of yourself that is expired. You risk delaying blessings that are already in motion. You risk settling into comfort zones that were never meant to be your home. This knock is not a suggestion. It's a divine alarm, a cosmic countdown. The door is right in front of you and it's waiting, but not for long. There is a spiritual urgency in this hour. Your name has been spoken in rooms you haven't entered. Your energy has been recognized in dimensions you've never touched. Your preparation has not been in vain. The tears you cried in silence, they were not ignored. The times you stayed loyal to your path while others mocked or misunderstood you, they were not wasted, all of it built to this moment. This divine knock is the reward for your hidden faithfulness. This is the door to your reward season, but you must open it. You may ask, how do I open it? You open it with faith. You open it with obedience. You open it by doing the thing you've been afraid to do. By saying yes to the move, the message, the mission that keeps returning to your spirit. You open it by stepping out when everything in your logical mind screams, wait. You open it with trust. You open it with action.
The key
Has always been in your hand. It's your yes. You may feel nervous. You may feel unsure. That's okay. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move anyway. You are not being asked to be perfect. You are being asked to be willing to open, willing to believe, willing to take that step that your future self will thank you for. Everything you've asked for is on the other side of this decision. Everything you've visualized in your highest imagination is knocking open Orisk, watching it fade. You were not sent here for ordinary living. You were not created to blend in, to go unnoticed, to settle. You were made for impact, for glory, for influence, and that destiny has a door. And the door has a knock dot, and the knock is happening now. Don't let fear talk you out of this. Don't let voices of the past keep you bound. Don't let your own doubt cancel the appointment heaven scheduled in your name. If you're still listening, it's because your spirit knows this is for you.
This
Isn't random? You didn't stumble on this message by accident. This is divine timing. This is a cosmic appointment. This is destiny tapping you on the shoulder saying now. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now you are not crazy. You are not overreacting. You are being divinely activated. The people around you might not understand. They might not see what you see or feel what you feel. That's okay. This knock wasn't sent to a group. It was sent to you. This moment isn't about them. It's about you. Your growth, your breakthrough, your awakening. And while others sleep through the sound, you've been blessed with ears to hear, with vision to see, with a heart brave enough to open. And as you open, you will notice things changing rapidly, people falling away, doors closing, new paths appearing. This is not chaos. This is rearrangement. This is alignment. The divine is making room for what's next. Let it happen. Don't resist. You cannot carry old structures into a new realm. You cannot live like yesterday and walk into tomorrow. You are crossing over. This knock is your passage. Don't wait for external validation. Don't look for confirmation in familiar places. When it's your season, the only confirmation you need is peace. If you feel peace, even in the unknown, go. That's the sign. That's the invitation. Your intuition is more accurate now than it has ever been. Trust it. The divine speaks in quiet confidence. And right now, it is speaking to you with urgency and love. This final knock will not repeat. This window will not reopen in the same way. What's ahead requires you to move now, to say yes now, to walk forward now. The question is not will it work. The question is will you answer everything. Your next level, your new name, your divine reward is waiting on the other side. Chosen one, the knock is not just a sound, it's a signal. A signal from the divine realm that you are no longer who you used to be. That the version of you that once needed permission is gone. That the time of hesitation has expired. You are not waiting for alignment anymore. Alignment is waiting for you. And now it's standing at your door asking if you'll rise. If you'll open, or if you'll forfeit what has always been yours. You've been prepared in silence. You've been hidden for Ariason. The isolation wasn't punishment. It was construction. While others were celebrating surface success, you were being renovated at the soul level. Your thoughts, your patterns, your energy, your discipline, all of it was being restructured to carry what's now approaching. And now that the foundation is stable, now that your spirit has matured, the door is knocking. And make no mistake, it will not keep knocking forever. The energy of this moment is sacred. You can almost feel the urgency in your bones, like something is shifting behind the veil, like something massive is about to be delivered. That's not imagination. That's discernment. You're catching a glimpse of what has been prepared for you. And if you listen closely, you can feel what's calling you forward. The question is, will you trust it enough to move? Let's be honest, Theodore doesn't look how you expected. Maybe it came through a painful ending. Maybe it showed up through a confrontation you didn't want. Maybe it arrived disguised as a problem, as discomfort, or as a divine disruption. But that's how doors work in the spiritual realm. They don't always present as polished opportunities. They often appear as interruptions. But if you look deeper with your spiritual eyes, you'll see it. The invitation to everything you asked for. Too many people miss their moment because they expect the knock to feel safe. But you've grown beyond safe. Safe didn't work for you anyway. Safe tried to shrink you. Safe asked you to abandon your potential for comfort. But deep down you always knew you were called for more. That's why safe never satisfied you. That's why stability felt like a trap instead of a prize. You were created to soar, not stay, to disrupt, not conform. This knock is the beginning of everything you once feared, but also everything you deeply desired, because the things that scare you the most are usually the things that will elevate you the furthest. It's not the fear that stops you, it's the refusal to face it. But chosen one, you were not made to run from fear. You were built to face it and walk through it. That's where the gold is, that's where the glory is. On the other side of the fear is your freedom. The final knock is the moment where destiny stops being theoretical and starts becoming tangible. This is the edge of manifestation. The point where vision meets movement. The place where faith graduates into action. You are no longer just dreaming about the life you want. You are now standing in front of the opportunity to live it. The door is waiting for your decision, not your perfection, your decision. No more procrastination. No more waiting for a perfect time. The perfect time is a myth. The right moment is now. Not when the money comes, not when the circumstances change, not when you feel fully ready. Readiness is often a result of movement, not the prerequisite for it. You will find your readiness as you walk. You will gain the strength as you move. You will uncover the next step after you take the first one. You've already seen glimpses. The dreams, the signs, the repeated numbers, the unexpected confirmations. They weren't random. They were divine nudges, clues, whispers from your future self. That vision you carry inside you, it's real. And more than that, it's time sensitive. The longer you wait, the louder your inner frustration will grow, because the longer you ignore your calling, the more uncomfortable your life becomes. You weren't made to stay hidden forever. Yes, you were protected for a season, but now you're being positioned. And with that positioning comes responsibility. The knock isn't just about what you get, it's about who you become. It's about the lives you'll touch, the people you'll heal, the impact you'll make. There are destinies tied to your yes. There are generational curses waiting to break the moment you walk through that door. Don't underestimate what this decision means. It's not just about you, it's about your lineage. It's about your bloodline. It's about your children and their children. It's about the chains that end with you. The cycles that shatter because you chose to be brave. Because you chose to say, this ends with me. That's what this knock represents. The moment where everything shifts because one soul dared to answer the call. And yes, there will be opposition. Whenever you're close to a breakthrough, resistance increases. That's how you know you're on the right path. The resistance isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign that something is worth fighting for. The enemy only attacks what's valuable. The warfare increases when the promise is near. So don't be surprised if distractions come. If doubt creeps in, if the old patterns try to reclaim you, that's the test. Stay focused. Stay grounded. Stay obedient. You've come too far to quit now. Too much has been invested in you. Too many people are silently watching, needing you to win. Even if they never say it, your courage will give them permission. Your yes will open doors for others. That's why the knock is personal, but impact is global. The universe is ready to support you, but it's waiting for your command. Your yes is the signal that activates the alignment. You've been waiting for a miracle, but maybe the miracle is waiting for you. Maybe heaven is waiting on your movement. Maybe the open door isn't just something to walk through. Maybe it's something to become. Maybe you're the door. Maybe you are things where someone else has been praying for. And all of that begins when you say yes, when you open, when you trust. To knock, what if this is the moment everything was leading up to? What if all the pain was preparation? What if confusion was divine redirection? What if the closed doors were protection for this one? The one that matters? The one that unlocks the promise? What if this final knock is the reason your soul never let you settle, chosen one? You've outgrown the old you. You've outgrown the doubt. You've outgrown the comfort zone. That's why you feel that inner restlessness. It's not a breakdown, it's a breakout. The shell is cracking because the real you is emerging. Don't fear the breaking. It's making room for the blessing. You are not weak. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. And now you are being called. This is your signal, your divine alarm. The atmosphere around your life is shifting because your destiny is waking up and it's knocking. Not to scare you, not to punish you, but to invite you, to remind you, to call you up. Everything you've dreamed of, prayed for.
It's on.
The other side of your decision. Will you open? Will you move? Will you risk it all for the life you were born to live? The final knock is here, chosen one. Every delay until this point was not denial. It was mercy. It was grace buying you time. It was divine patience giving you room to grow, to awaken, to heal. You've been molded in the quiet places of your life. In seasons of silence, the divine was speaking in whispers, refining your character, sharpening your discernment, preparing your inner life for the outer promise. But now the preparation is complete. The knocking is happening. And what you choose now will ripple across eternity. Let this be deeply understood. This is the final knock because what's behind this door cannot be delayed any longer. Your timeline has caught up to your assignment. Your purpose has outgrown the excuses. Your spiritual authority has matured to a place where you are now required to act. Not think, not stall, not analyze, but act. If you don't, the discomfort in your life will increase. Because when you assist your calling, life doesn't get easier. It gets heavier. You weren't meant to live with the weight of unfulfilled potential. You weren't designed to suppress your truth, your gift, your power. Suppression becomes suffocation. You've tried to shrink, to stay silent, to remain invisible. But your soul is now revolting against that version of you. You can't fake it anymore. You can't hide it anymore. You can't lie to yourself anymore. This knock is confronting every excuse you've ever told yourself about why you are not ready. You are ready. Not perfect, but prepared. Not flawless, but favored. Not without fear, but full of divine fire. You have everything inside you that you need to walk through this door. And the divine wouldn't send this knock unless you have the capacity to handle what's on the other side. You were born for this. It's time to remember that. It's time to believe it again. It's tomato rise into the version of yourself that was waiting behind every closed door, every unanswered prayer, every delay. This is where you make a spiritual decision to stop entertaining the old cycle. The cycle of doubt, the cycle of playing small, the cycle of performing for validation, all of that has expired. You are no longer meant to fit in. You are meant to break the mold, and that breaking begins with answering this knock. Because when you answer, you are saying, I accept the new identity. I accept the new assignment. I accept higher standard. You may lose people on the way. You may feel misunderstood. You may find yourself walking alone for a while. That's all part of the shedding process. When you say yes to destiny, you say no to density, no to heaviness, no to toxic connections, no to anything that doesn't align with your calling. And that's a hard shift for many because we were taught to be loyal to pain. We were conditioned to stay where we were tolerated instead of where we are celebrated. But chosen one, that loyalty to smallness is no longer your portion. You've outgrown environments that drain your spirit. You've outgrown conversations that carry no depth. You've outgrown spaces where your anointing feels like a burden instead of a gift. That's why this knock feels softenal, because it is. You are walking out of one dimension into another. You are crossing a spiritual threshold. You are stepping into uncharted territory that will require all of you, but will also reward all of you. And yes, the reward is real. The increase is real. The divine elevation is real. You've suffered long enough. You've been overlooked long enough. You've had to clap for others while waiting for your moment long enough. And now it's here, but you must seize it. You must embrace the truth that the door has been opened not because of your perfection, but because of your obedience. Obedience is the master key in this season. Not just hearing but responding, not just knowing but doing. The knock doesn't take deep explanation. It requires swift activation. That means no more second GUing. No more waiting for confirmation after confirmation. The moment is now. The signal is clear. Your spirit already knows. Your mind just needs to catch up. The knock won't always come through comfort. Sometimes it comes through disruption, the ending of a job, the collapse of a relationship, the sudden redirection of your plans. Don't curse the detour. Sometimes the detour is the divine doorway in disguise. What feels like a loss is often a push, a divine shove toward the destiny you would have never stepped into on your own. Everything is spiritual. That email you ignored, that opportunity you dismissed, that person who suddenly showed up and spoke life into you. These are not accidents. These are aligned signs, cosmic whispers, celestial breadcrumbs leading you to your next assignment. But you must open your eyes. You must listen with your heart. The final knock will not sound like a bang. It will sound like truth resonating in your soul. This moment may scare you. That's normal. Every chosen one faces the edge with trembling knees, but fear is not your master. It's your teacher. Let it teach you about your power. Let it reveal the parts of you that are still waiting to be loved, accepted, and activated, but don't let it stop you. Fear can ride with you, but it cannot drive. You must be the one to lead. You must be the one to answer. There is so much ahead that you haven't even imagined. Miracles you've never prayed for, wealth you never thought you could handle, peace you didn't know was possible. All of it is linked to this moment of decision. All of it is waiting behind the knock. And while the divine is generous, it is also just. What is meant for you will not chase you forever. It will pass to the one who dares to size when others sit still. Don't let the enemy lie to you. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too weak. That's just the illusion meant to paralyze your spirit. But you're not paralyzed. You're awakening. You're remembering. You're shifting. You're stepping into the truth of who you are. And who you are is enough. More than enough. Exactly enough. So what does it take to open the door? It takes a decision. It takes surrender. It takes trust. Trust in the divine process. Trust in the version of you that you haven't even met yet. Trust in the fact that if the door is here, then so is the grace towek through it. You will not be abandoned. You will not be left to figure it out alone. You will be led. You will be supported. You will be equipped. Every knock carries with it a revelation. This one is no different. It's revealing your next identity, your next level, your next breakthrough. This knock is a prophecy in action, a living confirmation that you are still on track, that despite the detours, the divine plan never changed. It may have slowed down, but it was never canceled. And now it's accelerating. Don't look back.
Don't
try to take the old version of you into this new space. That identity has expired. That mindset has expired. That circle has expired. This is a new realm. It requires a new you. You're not stepping into alignment as who you were. You're stepping into it as who you were always meant to be. This knock is the invitation to finally meet that version of you. The strong one, the focused one, the wealthy one, the healed one, chosen one. It's time. Chosen one, you can't afford to be casual with this moment. You can't afford to treat it like it's optional, like it will come again next week, next month, or next year. It won't. This is the final knock for this phase, this dimension, this version of your calling. It's an exit point from what has kept you stuck and a sacred entrance into what has been assigned to your name since before time. It's bigger than your current life. It's bigger than your plans. This is about divine design. You may not understand all the reasons why this knock is happening now. And that's okay. Understanding is a gift that sometimes comes after obedience. The divine doesn't wait for your clarity. It responds to your faith. It rewards your movement. And many chosen ones miss their season of transition because they were waiting for everything to make sense. But this knock won't make logical sense. In Macca's spiritual sense, it speaks to the inner knowing that can't be explained, only felt. And deep down you feel it. That trembling in your gut, that fire in your soul, that undeniable pull forward.
That's
The invitation. You have spent enough time analyzing, enough time praying for signs when the sign is already sounding. The knock is confirmation. Your peace is the signal. Your agitation with the old is proof that you are ready for the new. When your spirit outgrows your surroundings, the universe starts shaking the walls to wake you up. That shaking isn't punishment. It's mercy. You're not being destroyed. You're being delivered. This is why everything has felt heavier lately. Why certain people have suddenly gone quiet. Why your usual routines have lost their meaning. It's all divine alignment pushing you out of comfort, out of routine, out of delay. Because the longer you stay where you don't belong, the more your soul begins to ache. This ache is the consequence of ignoring destiny. But the beauty is you don't have to ignore it anymore. You can listen, you can answer, you can open. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Every elevation demands separation. Not because you're better than anyone else, but because your next season requires focus. You can't carry distractions through the door. You can't drag yesterday's baggage into tomorrow's blessing. You must travel light. The final knock is asking you to release what no longer serves your calling. That old identity, that old guilt, that outdated narrative of who you thought you had to be. Let it go. You're stepping into something greater. This door opens not just into physical change, but into dimensional change. A complete recalibration of your vibration. Your thoughts, your voice, your influence, your reach. All of it is about to expand. You've been invisible long enough. The hiding season has served its purpose. You were protected in the shadows. But now you're being summoned to the light, not for applause but for impact, not for ego but for assignment. You are being revealed so others can be healed. You have been anointed in silence. And the anointing is heavy, which is why our battles have been fierce. The weight of your assignment attracted warfare most people never face. But you didn't break. You bled, but you didn't give up. You cried, but you didn't stop believing. You questioned everything, but deep down you still held on. And that chosen one is why you're being promoted now, because you stayed faithful to a vision only your spirit could see. Now it's your time to emerge. The divine isn't asking you to be fearless. Just faithful. Faithful to the voice that's been guiding you all along. Faithful to the dream that refuses toady. Faithful to the quiet strength inside you that always knew this moment was coming. And it has. The door is open. The knock is your cue. Step into the unknown and watch what's been waiting. Because here's the truth. You've already been qualified. The trials qualified you. The silence qualified you. The betrayal qualified you. The confusion qualified you. Everything you survived gave you the strength you need for what's ahead. Stop disqualifying yourself based on what others see or don't see. The divine doesn't choose based on popularity or perfection. It chooses based on purpose. And your purpose is undeniable. You weren't sent to fit in. You were sent to shift atmospheres. You were sent to carry power. You were sent to break patterns. Your very presence disrupts mediocrity. And that's why some people felt uncomfortable around you. That's why they tried to limit you, question you, and confuse you because your light revealed their shadows. But you don't dim your light to keep others comfortable. You shine because the knock requires your full brightness. Chosen on, the door won't open for the version of you that's afraid. It won't respond to the you that's performing, pretending, or pleasing. It only opens to the real you, the bold you, the surrendered you, the one who knows that comfort is not the goal. Calling is. And right now, your calling is louder than your comfort.